There's a pattern amongst the top basketball players if you haven't already noticed. It's either they have an athlete father or mother or both, and Zion's family proves that once again. Let's see how this young champion's family has helped him become who he is today. Here's everything you need to know about Zion Williamson's family. Zion was given birth to by Lateef Williamson and Sharonda Simpson. His father was a 6'5", 260-pound football defensive lineman at Mayo High School in Darlington, South Carolina. When Zion was 5, his parents divorced and his mother went on to marry someone else. Although he and his son haven't really been close, Zion seems to have picked up his hefty body from his dad. Lateef played for NC State University briefly before losing his scholarship due to academic performance. Later, he changed colleges to Livingstone College. Early in the 1990s, he signed with NC State University, and following his commitment, a publication described him as a tremendous defensive lineman, said to be one of the most imposing physical specimens to come to NC State in recent years. Mike O'Kane, the former NC State coach who scouted Lateef, said he was a heck of an athlete for his size. Mike O'Kane also described him as a player with the potential to be a solid defensive lineman. Zion still has space for his father in his life, and he always uses every opportunity he has to acknowledge him. Via an Instagram post in 2017, Zion wished his dad, alongside his stepdad, a happy Father's Day. Not much is known about Lateef, as he has been off the media ever since he separated from Sharonda, but his Facebook page indicates that he is currently living in Darlington, South Carolina. Although his father Lateef played a part in influencing his physical characteristics, his mother Sharonda and stepfather Lee made sure he didn't waste those qualities. For years, his mom Sharonda was his coach, and her influence on him cannot be overlooked. Like most 5-year-olds, Zion wanted to play basketball professionally and become a household name in the NBA. He became the player he is today as a result of his dedication, physical presence, and extraordinary talent. But without his mother's encouragement to succeed, he might not have achieved his status as a household name. In an interview published on NBA's Twitter account, Zion once described his mom as the hardest coach he has ever had to this day. According to him, there were times when his stepdad would look at him and say he had a good game, and his mom would say the opposite, sometimes criticizing his game and urging him to do more. Zion came from an impressive duo of athletes, as his mom was a college track star and his dad, as we said, was a college football player. Sharonda went on to become a middle school health and physical education instructor after her college track days were over. Zion spent his entire childhood in the company of athletes. When he was 5 years old, his parents divorced and his mother married college basketball star Lee Anderson. Sharonda and Lee helped push him by waking up at 5:30 a.m. daily to accompany him to a nearby outdoor court and assist him in his practice. In high school, Zion's hard work began to pay off when he became an internet sensation for his mixtapes featuring ferocious dunks. He became so well known that rapper Drake obtained one of his high school jerseys and posted a photo of himself wearing it on Instagram. Most high school students who see one of the world's biggest rappers wearing their jersey may develop an inflated ego and stop working as hard. But Zion was not the typical high school kid, and his mother helped shape him into the man he is today. Sharonda coached Zion for the majority of his youth basketball games. He had just sprained his knee in the infamous Duke-UNC game, and she was right there to hug him. She was right there by his side when the New Orleans Pelicans selected him first overall. A first name like Zion may seem almost made for fame, but the name actually has a more modest beginning. Sharonda's grandmother had advised her to look for a name that was extra special while she was pregnant with Zion. One day, as she turned the pages of the Bible, the words Mount Zion seemed to leap out at her as one of the most significant locations in both the Old and New Testament. Mount Zion refers to one of Jerusalem's larger mountains. Given that Zion is a larger-than-life superstar who may experience a meteoric rise to fame akin to that mountain, the name feels more than appropriate these days. And Sharonda helped to build that mountain when it comes to both size and compassion for the community. Zion stands out from the rest. His mom hasn't just influenced his game, she has touched a major part of his lifestyle with kindness and maturity. Zion once explained that he wouldn't be where he is today without his mom, and everything he does is what his mom taught him. It is obvious that Sharonda's guidance has contributed significantly to Zion's success, but we can't forget the impact of his stepdad also. Lee came into Zion's life when he was just 5 years old and has somewhat been an inspiration to him ever since. Zion may have Latif to thank for his hulking frame, but Anderson was a college basketball player in his younger years. He supported his alma mater by gently urging Zion to enroll at Clemson, where he played basketball. He only participated in 16 games for the Tigers, but at least he knew how to steer him in the right direction for the benefit of all of us NBA fans. When New Orleans was in the midst of an especially bloody year, Lee Anderson spoke out against gun violence and announced plans to host a summer basketball camp for local children. He spoke to about 300 people at the Dryades YMCA in Central City, about 200 of whom were kids. Lee Anderson and Sharonda have a son named Noah Anderson, which signifies that Zion has a half-brother. At first, everyone thought Noah was Zion's kid, but he isn't. He's his half-brother. Nothing much is known about this little man, but we can tell you he's 9 years old at the time of recording and full of life. Noah once designed the Air Jordan's 34 Noah PE, a version created with colorful doodles drawn during one of Zion's meetings with Nike's brand design team. Aside from the remarkable prominence caused by the colors that contrast with the more sober tones from the midsole, Noah was also careful to include a dedication for his brother on the insoles with the inscription, "To Zion, love Noah." Zion seems to have a pretty family, so let's look at his longtime girlfriend, Tiana White. Well, technically she's now his ex. Tiana used to be one of the most important people in Zion's life. Ever since they were in high school at Spartanburg Day High School, she and Zion have been romantically linked. Tiana was a member of the school's volleyball team and a cheerleader. Zion and Tiana appeared on Instagram Live a year before he was drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans. It was at this point that they revealed their relationship with the rest of the world. During an Instagram Live in 2018 that featured both Tiana and Zion, a curious viewer asked the future NBA player in the comments section if he had a girlfriend. And he replied, "Do I?" Tiana, who was in the same live, answered, "If you say no, you no longer do." Aside from publicly mocking each other on Instagram Live, the former couple happily attended their high school prom together that same year. Zion was a senior at the time, while Tiana was in her junior year. Tiana was raised in South Carolina and was born in 2001. And aside from being a cheerleader, she competed for the track and field team as a varsity player. For Spartanburg Day High School, she also participated in volleyball, and she shared Zion's passion for sports and was a collegiate-level amateur athlete herself. It's possible that their shared interest is what brought the two of them together. Tiana played outside hitter and defensive specialist for the volleyball team during her senior year. She participated in 62 sets while wearing jersey number 7, and had 7 shots blocked, 24 kills tallied, 110 digs, and she made 21 aces. She stopped participating in sports programs after her high school diploma in 2019 so she could possibly pursue a career in sports. She instead is now leading a more sedate and private life. Tiana is also a member of the class of 2023 at Wofford College. This is stated in her private Instagram account's bio. Tiana also claims to be practicing as a photographer. Sadly, she and Zion no longer seem to be a couple. Social media doesn't define relationships, but when two people stop following each other on Twitter and Instagram, it does speak volumes. Also, the previous posts of their joint photos on their individual social media accounts have been removed. The reasons behind their breakup are unknown, but rumors have it that the split was caused by long distance and divergent lifestyles. It appears that Tiana has remained single ever since their alleged breakup, and the same can be said for Zion as well. While both are still very young, they have a life and big dreams ahead of them. Enjoyed this family video of Zion Williamson? Then check out our other videos on other basketball stars.